Are we?
All right, good morning. It is March 24th, 2019. This is the board meeting of the continuing committee. So if you are following along, thank you so much for watching us live. So today, let's see, we've got 5 of the 6 of the board members. We're waiting for Ross, but we wanted to get started because Daniel needs to pop off to work very briefly. So let's go ahead and just introduce who our attendees are. So we're just going to read out left to right. We've got Charlie Plain.
Hello.
Charlie's our acting first edition director of first edition. We've got Daniel Madison. Yeah. We got Daniel Madison, director of communications. Justin Ford, our CFO. Chris Sonstaby, our Director of Organized Play, and I'm Maggie Geppert, the Executive Officer and current Board Chair. So let's go ahead and start with the approval of the minutes for the February board meeting. So I didn't notice anything that was off on the minutes. Did anybody see anything that needed changing?
No.
No? All right. Here's Ross. We have Ross Fertel, Director of Second Edition. Good morning, Ross.
Hey, how's it going?
Pretty good. Oh, I was just saying who was here. We were just about to approve the meeting minutes. So did you notice anything on the meeting minutes that you thought needed changing?
No, and I guess I'll have to save my intro for next time then.
Oh, okay. No, go ahead and do your intro. We won't deny you that pleasure.
Ross Fertel, Director of Second Edition, and apparently we're not doing this meeting in Klingon. Ani Metaber Ivri.
Nice.
Brilliant.
Nice.
All right. Yeah, that's next on the list for my Duolingo lessons. After I get German down, it is Klingon for sure. All right. So can we get a motion to approve the meeting minutes?
I move that we approve last month's meeting minutes.
All right, I'll second that. All right, so those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All right, anybody opposed? All right, good. Meeting minutes are approved. So let's go ahead and do department reports. Let's start with first edition.
Why don't you jump into Daniel if he's gonna leave?
Oh yeah, Daniel. Let's do the communications then, since you got to go.
Well, I don't have a whole lot right now. We are in kind of a quiet period as we are not currently about to put out a set, which is when communications tends to get pretty busy. And we're not in the middle of a major tournament season, which is also when we start to get pretty busy. But we're getting there because regionals is coming, which usually means a lot of articles coming in. And so I imagine the writing staff will get pretty busy soon. Along with and then we will follow that up right up with Continentals. So, but yeah, otherwise on the social media side, we're waiting on. I think Delenn is probably the next thing I'm going to be getting. But that's when we tend to get busy, is when a new set starts coming out. As far as ambassador program is going, that's going well. I know we're waiting on the shirts to come in for rewards. I'm not sure what's going on with that. Charlie probably knows. Look at that, he's way ahead of me. So those are coming soon for our ambassadors and some of our volunteers, and I don't know what that is.
That was the package.
I have a box of them packed up and ready to get shipped. I just have to get to the post office.
Great. So they are heading out very soon. To those of you who are waiting on a shirt. In the meantime, I know there. I know there is. I don't know if that's on the. Sorry, I came unprepared. I don't know if that's on the agenda for today, but the reward program that's being worked on. I know that that's something that Communications is probably going to have to get involved with once that gets rolled out. And that's pretty much it right now.
Yeah, it seems your candidate for writing team manager has disappeared.
Yep, I no longer have a candidate for writing team manager, but so I'm just doing it.
Okay. Well, we'll maybe I'll make sure to ask Chris when I put up the search, and I'll talk about that in a second. When I put up the search positions, to make sure there's a spot there where people can PM you for if they're interested in the writing team manager also. Because I know it's not up on the board right now, or it's not up on the website.
It is not
right now.
really up on the board. I might put it back up, but I think I need to do like a general search for more writers first. I might have to just put that out and then see if I can draw somebody from that.
Okay. All right. Then let's go ahead and do the first edition report.
First edition is generally pretty healthy. We just put out a product status update last weekend, sort of updating everybody on where things are. Project Elen, if everything had been going well, Project Elen would have been most of the way done and on its way towards release in April. We had a few issues with the end of the file and took our time to make it right. So I don't know that it's going to be next, Daniel. I think TUI might slip in ahead of us just to not have a big gap, but it's coming. And there's like basically 6 cards that aren't 100% finished at this point, and just waiting on some feedback to finish the file up. So I'm hoping in the next couple weeks that will be done, and we're probably going to send some of it to the writing team ahead of time to start generating content, especially if you guys are slow. So I might just send you what we have and say, hey, start picking this over for things you can write so we can have that ready. But that's going to be the next big release. Jakar, which is said after that, is done with design and basically ready to go to testing as soon as the lens tightened up. 25th anniversary stuff is going well. Dan, you're working on that with me and Matt Zeno. We're doing some special promo stuff that the creative team's working on. All in all, things are going really well. I got a new application for a playtester yesterday, so we're going to get more playtesters brought in, which is good. We did a couple errata. Temporal Benefactor got errata, a couple other cards at the start of March. I don't think anything's coming in April because I would have seen it already. So I think April is going to be no errata or ban changes. Don't quote me on that because Matt Zeno will probably be emailing me in about an hour telling me something's happening. So, but yeah, we're Winnie's cruising, and I'm pretty happy with where things are. We need to get the brand manager search going at some point, but that's above my pay grade. Also, I have a vested interest in that, so I shouldn't be pushy. But I think Winnie is in a really healthy position. We're doing some nice introspection stuff. I think the game is in such a good enough place that we have some issues. Like I think the 22 stuff is maybe a little good, and that we're starting to look at that and figure out where we want to adjust things. But I think the game is healthy enough that we're able to start asking some of these bigger, weirder questions that we wouldn't be able to ask if Winnie was like languishing. Can you imagine asking, should we change the download timing rules if like Winnie was how it was 10 years ago? No, I mean, we just wouldn't. It just wouldn't be a priority. So the fact that those kind of conversations are happening, whether or not they result in any changes, generally I think speaks well to the health of the game. So I think Winnie is in a pretty good place, and we're gonna get some new cards soon, and keep going. So.
Yeah. And now that Tribbles is in your department, that might also have some fun.
Yes,
right?
I got a Tribbles playtesting report yesterday that I have been dissecting this morning, and we should have Tribbles released this year, unless there's a major disaster. So.
Tribbles and 1E. Amazing. It needs to come back, be more popular.
All right. So then, let's see. Then, second edition.
So Charlie, speaking to your first point about scheduling stuff, I've got the art. I've got the game text for the next set. I'm gonna be sending that to Art maybe like 10 or 15 seconds after this meeting. So we'll figure that out down the line. It still is pretty early in the process. And then the next set should be ready to test pretty soonish. And I am excited to work with the dojo and have preliminary discussions with them about doing a playtest session there. So we'll see how that goes. And then I'll also, once I have a better file for the next 2E set, I'll be sending that to you, Daniel, and we can figure out the writing and the scheduling and all that fun stuff. I do also want to see if the dojo might be interested in getting some spoilers with that too. That's pretty much it on my end.
So when is the next set we're coming out, Ross? Is it?
Maybe like a couple months from now, and that's including a disaster happening. It's just at the very start of the production phase right now. Gonna send the cards to Johnny so that they can get templated. So it's very, very early right now. I at this point, I'm imagining it's gonna be a May, maybe June release. It's going to depend on timing and scheduling and planetary alignment and things of that nature. But it's going pretty well. It's been proofread. I've got the sign-offs. So at some point after right now.
Ross, can you give us just a hint on what that's about for people that are watching and don't know?
Oh, sorry. So it's in two pieces, like a lot of the other sets have been recently. One set is the Terra Prime faction of Starfleet from the two-parter athlete title, Terra Prime and Demons, with them saying, you know, you guys do whatever you want. Earth is going to be Earth for Earth. And if you don't like that, then there's the other half, which is 9 cards, which are all personnel with fairly simple skills, one of which was designed by community with Will of the Collective. The name for the set is A Less Perfect Union, which for those of you who don't know is the name of the novella from the Star Trek Myriad universe, which is all about the faction winning and what the ramifications of that. It actually takes place in the original series time frame, but it's all about the ramifications of the Terra Prime faction winning the day.
Cool.
All right. So next thing is operations, and I don't have any like new website stuff. There's been no updates to the website rebuild because our main programmer on that has been working on Delenn. And he swears up and down that as soon as he's done with Delenn, the website rebuild's going to start getting his priority.
Charlie's waving something past you. Charlie,
I did in fact wave something across the screen, but that's all you got.
That's all you saw.
Yeah, the warehouse, we are ticking along, except we ran very, very quickly out of league kits for 2E. So I asked Charlie to send an emergency rush order to the print shop, and they are getting sent to me. I'm on spring break this week, and they should arrive tomorrow. Me and my friend Eric, who helps me assemble promos, we're gonna assemble 2-week league kits, and yes, I know everybody. I'm sorry, it's the end of league season, and we're just getting those out like really available to everyone. But we are going to have those, and I'm going to hand deliver them to San Diego next weekend. So huzzah! League kits will be available, and also the promo for Delenn. Should I start calling it by its name, Charlie?
Sorry, I guess we don't have to call it Project Delenn anymore. We named it. It's the Cage.
Yeah, so we could start calling it the
next
Cage.
one he set will be the Cage, and the promo is
the Preserver Obelisk,
which you can find the text for in the most recent monthly project status report thread on the forums. It's a beautiful looking card, though. I can't wait to see it in foil.
Yeah, yeah, it's gorgeous. I can't wait to see it. That's going to show up at my house tomorrow.
Yeah.
All right. So that's all I know about operations. Anybody else?
Yeah. I think we're doing something that really cool that I flashed across the camera earlier, and you might find out more about on Saturday.
Yes. There is something cool. Do I have those?
I'm holding a card I'm holding a 1E card with the rarity 0B, and a 2E card with the rarity 0B0. So.
Yeah, they look pretty sweet. I showed them to my 2 players yesterday, and they said, yes, more yes, want. And if you ever make one that is not face up all the time on the table, then 50 lashes with a wet noodle. So keep that in mind.
I've heard there's a couple of those in the raffle.
Yes,
so does that mean we can't make any that have a cloaking device? Since he's
That's what he's alluding to, yes.
All right. So let's go on to organized play then, Chris.
Organized play, you touched on San Diego Masters. That's happening next week. I'm super excited to head out there and play that event, especially the tin draft. That sounds like a riot. I know I'm doing my homework on that, checking the starter decks, figure out what skills I should download depending on what affiliation I get. I do really like that we changed the venue, made it one giant day. I think that's going to be a lot of fun to play, 3 back-to-back events, hardcore it, and then for me personally, I'll have the next, couple of days to recover in San Diego. So I've done some polishing up on the organized play guide that should be released, I think, tomorrow. I'm going to write an article, thanks to some feedback from a handful of folks on this panel and elsewhere in the community. The revisions for version 4.4 are now done, and we're getting that out before regionals start so people can kind of look it over. Short answer of what's changed is kind of everything. We had 4 authors involved in this historically, and as luck would have it, I'm the first American to look at it, so you can imagine there's some changes just to try to make it look like one author. So even if a section doesn't say update, it probably has at least word change here or there. I've also went out and visited South Dakota, talked to Kevin Yeager about the Masters that he's got coming up. Charlie, I actually have some interesting feedback for you on Tribbles. Their group is really into Tribbles, and I think as an organization, if we can get new Tribbles out on the street, we might have a hook back to people who kind of quit playing Trek, because that's their calm down game from Star Wars Destiny, whatever other games they're playing. You kind of drag them back in, kicking and screaming, so to speak, back to Trek. So I know you're working on that, and just wanted to give you that feedback.
Yeah, I've also I'm sort of waiting to get official sanctioning and so forth, but I want to sort of do a Tribbles reintroductory product next year, where it's not Tribbles second edition, because I don't think we need to do that, but just do a polishing and a pruning, and then maybe put together here's 5 starter Tribbles decks you can just print out and have a Tribbles tournament in a box type thing. So,
right.
Yeah, that actually
plan for next year.
That was a plan that I've been meaning to do for a long, long time, is for balanced theme decks.
Yeah.
So that's on my mental list of things that I'd like to produce, because I like building Tribbles decks. They're fun.
Mm-hmm.
All right,
you can build them really fast too. I mean, it's a great game to play at the end of a tournament. I know we ended our league season locally yesterday with total chaos. had a couple options to go out and was like, wait, I don't have enough league points to pass Robert, and I was just like not going out because of that. So it was a good finish to league season. That section also got updated in the OP guide. Slight change to the tiebreakers based actually on how it went yesterday. So look for the OP guide this week. Masters on this weekend. And then as Daniel mentioned, Continentals in June and regionals kicking off. It's going to be a really busy, exciting season the next 2-3 months.
Yeah, that's going to be great. All right, Justin, let's give us the financial status. And then John Corbett has asked to come in on the public comment period, and he's like in the middle of his truck being unloaded right now. So he's asked if we could slot him in a little earlier on the schedule. So let's finish the CFO, and I'm going to have John come on if that's all right with you guys.
Yeah, sure.
All right.
Yeah, like as shown in the promenade with 2 elite kits and stuff being out and being sold out pretty quick. Have noticed that a lot of people have been purchasing 2 or 3 or 4 league kits at a time. So I think we should probably limit the 2E1s so that way everybody who hasn't gotten them can get at least 1 or 2. February was a busy month. You're looking at 8 about 25 TD passes across all 3 games. Promenade's still fully in stock, so operationally great. That's supporting the financial stream. Regional account, we're at just about almost $500 from revenue from that. 1E, 14 2E, and 5 Tribbles. We stabilized a bit in February. Still about $900 over on expenses to revenue stream. So may look at what we can do to trim back. I'll be looking at that over the next couple of weeks. And money wise, we're looking pretty good. We're pretty good. We're at about 5,200, so we're in a healthy place. So all's good on that front, and we're good. Keeping the promenade stocked is the biggest thing. Just so we don't have that lull when we need to make purchases for play mats or shirts or.
I have 20 more 2E and 1E promo kits to go to the warehouse. So
nice.
Excellent.
And we do need to get the invoices out to the members that have purchased the ambassador promo shirts. So that will also cover some of the cost, the shirts. And actually, the shirts were not as expensive as I thought they would be. It's for the quality. That's a good price. So.
Yeah. So in fact, I think that the next. So I'd like to welcome John Corbett. He is Mike Shea's temporal benefactor today. And this is something that's along. This feeds in this next thing on the list. This is we're moving the public comment period a little earlier, and then we'll go back to old business and new business when we're done here. That feed. I think one of the things that we need to be doing this year, Justin, one of your goals, I think, is to start setting up formal budgeting, like how much do we have available each month for shipping, how much do we have available for other things, because of what John wants to ask us about right now. So, hey, John, you got a proposal. Welcome to the board meeting. We appreciate your coming in today.
Can everybody hear me?
Yes.
Yep. All right, good. We're first things first. California time is bullshit. I just want to put that on the record. But I'm here on behalf of Mike Shea. So thank you, Your Eminence, and the rest of the esteemed Vedic Assembly for hearing me out. I'll try to make it brief. I'm
not sure I like that allusion to me being Kai Wynn, but
no. Charlie's the Kai. You're the first minister.
Okay.
Anyway, through no fault of his
I am
own,
retired, sir. Retired.
Kai's never die. Through no fault of his own, Mike Shea is on the hook for the conference room at the JW Marriott. And as all of us Gen Con people know, the JW Marriott is the JW Marriott. You got to have some coins to rub together. He had a couple store fell through. He had another thing lined up. He thought he had a deal. The deal changed for the cheaper place, so he had to pull the trigger. So according to him, I think the hook is going to be around $2,000. So that's just the price of doing business. So I'm glad Justin talked about all that money that's in the bucket, because I'm going to try to squeeze some out of him right here. So my one-time offer is that I'm willing to match any donation that the CC makes to cover the conference room, and hopefully cover most of the entry fees for Atlanta. So let's Justin, what do you got for me?
Well, I definitely think that this could be this is something that I would like to I like this proposal, and I think that we could this could be something
women love it when I spend money. I hope you do.
All right, so I like this proposal. I'm not sure what we have budget wise for us, but I would like to. I think that we could start setting aside a pot of money each year. And Justin, I would want to work with you on this, where we could do this and sort of formalize a policy for any for future events if they end up in this strait. So I don't know what Justin, where are we?
I mean the only from a organization standpoint, the only concern that would have is the impact on European continentals when they hear about this donation matching. I would think whatever we do decide, we need to make some kind of an offer to European continentals for support if they need anything.
Well, if I may interrupt the Vedics, I mean, this is an isolated circumstance here, and just because Mike got OP decided to put the Continentals in Atlanta, and this is the situation that it's arised here. So I mean, I don't. Hopefully, other people don't come out with their hands out, because we're trying to help one tournament in one situation. I mean, if there's a program to be developed in the future, I trust you guys to do that. But I'm just more concerned about an event that's coming up right now. All I care about is not having shitty events. That's the only thing that I care about. So I mean, I think let's try to treat this as a one-off right now, and then make it, you guys can in the future try to set up some kind of situation for if something like this happens again.
Yeah, no, and that's what I'm saying. I know we're working on this right now. So what I'm going to propose is that we still have a couple months till June, and what I'm going to propose is that I'll go ahead and put together a doc. I'll share with the community saying these are the circumstances under which the continuing committee will contribute resources to an event. How much? What's the cap that we would put on there? So we'll work with Justin on that. And if people want to match, we will we'll accept matching. So I don't know what dollar amounts we have available to us right now. But yeah, I can work with Justin. We can put up a discussion on the boards to see what the public thinks about this. But yeah, I mean, I'm certainly open to the idea of doing this, and I want to make sure that we do it in
comments too.
Yeah, Chris,
I'm trying to help John out, trying to help Mike Shea out. Obviously, Mike Shea applied. We felt Mike Shea was capable of running a big event. Circumstances happen such that they do. I think the continuing committee knows that regional fees tend to be where we make the most money in a given year. If there's a certain percentage of regional fees we could contribute there, you could almost crowdsource it from some excess revenues. That again puts the onus more on the local level guys and ordering those kits, paying for those kits, using those kits. And then we could potentially, I'm guessing Justin's got an accounting method where if there are true donations that go into the CC and you labeled them as for Continentals, that can get set aside for Continental money. I mean, I would certainly contribute too.
Well, if I may, well, Mike Shea was the right choice, as you can see by the pre-registered numbers, which are, I think, almost 30 people, which is amazing in this day and age. So everything is fine. Nothing went wrong. It's just that he was forced to put this in an expensive venue, which, yeah, no one should be doing that on purpose, and Mike Shea certainly didn't. Because in the past, I've played at places where, hey, what's this? I played 4 tournaments over the course of a weekend, and I got to shell out $25 a pop. And by the end of the weekend, it's just not that's how I came up with the Texas dream of just, hey, let's just do it at one place. Nobody pays any money. It can't always be like that. Hey, so I'm trying to say is, let's lower the threshold for this big event that we have in Atlanta. It was the right choice. OP didn't do nothing wrong. Mike Shea didn't do nothing wrong. We can worry about the future, but I got to crack some skulls here. What can we do about this event that's coming up sooner rather than later? A decision doesn't need to be debated. This is what you guys are for, is to come up in this meeting and let's come up with, it's in June. It's 2 months. We got to get this decision made.
Right. So
sure.
so looking at the pre-registered players, so currently with his entry fees that he's set at $30 per game for 1E, 2E, and Tribbles. He's
disgusting. That's a disgusting number to ask people to pay. For people to travel, you can't ask. Yeah. They really shouldn't be paying anything, Justin.
All right, Charlie's got a comment. Charlie, go ahead.
I would like to just move that we make a one-time emergency payment of $500 and then reserve the right for having all the discussion later. Like, John's point is, this guy's on the hook for $2,000. We don't want to charge players a ton of money. Now, I think we should charge a reasonable entry fee. I don't think $20 a day is a bad price. And recouping any of that money that we can at the end, fine. If we can put all sorts of legal stipulations on it. We can offer money to Continentals in Europe as well. I don't know if Australians are running it. Commiserate to their need, but it sounds like we have a one-time opportunity to give $1,000 for 50% off. Is basically what John's offer is, which takes half the price of the event away immediately.
You're not the guy. You're the Grand Negus. Look at that. He's got it all.
And I agree.
We can debate this forever. Unless, Justin, that's going to put us in immediate financial peril, I move that we donate $500 towards the cost.
We should be able to, because like I said, we've gotten our play mats. We don't have really major expenses looming. We've got, the invoices for the shirts that's going to offset that cost. So we should be good. I do think so. But I think to get it to Mike Shea, John, if you could put the donation into the CC, and then we can send. We'll be able to send Mike Shea the $1,000 directly from the CC, if that works for you.
Justin, well, me and you could discuss it. I'll send you the money if you want to do it that way. That's fine. You got my. All right, sounds good.
Now, I'll send the money. Everything Maggie that you said and Chris that you said we should still do, but let's do it. Let's solve this problem while we have the opportunity to get matching funds.
Sure. Okay, that's fine. Then I will second the motion. All right. So those in favor?
Oh, you got to vote.
Aye.
All right. Those opposed? All right. So motion passes. So Mike Shea, you can lower your entry fees, Mr. Shea, for Atlanta. And the continuing committee will work on I'll put together a policy so we can talk about what happens in the future when we run across these things. And those of you in London, it's Patty's running European Continentals in Manchester this year?
I believe so, yeah.
I think so.
Yeah, so Patty, if you need help, send me a PM. All right. John, anything else you want to
Nope.
talk about?
John, are you in contact with Mike, or do you need me to write to him, or do you have this covered in case he's not listening?
Oh, he'll be calling me after his tournament. He couldn't be here. He's running an event, but I'm sure he'll be caught up on everything by the end of the day. So let me get out of your hair. Let you all get back to your business. I would have wrote a bigger check, but hey, 500 is better than nothing. So thank you guys. And Ross, you got to sell Terra Prime better. That was terrible, man. It's not a star. I mean, it's not Starfleet, but it's not Starfleet. Come on. It's.
All right. Thank you, John. All right, so that was our public comment period. Moved up. I hope John. I wish John's safe travels in California right now. And then let's see.
I'm
The
gonna get
next
going as
thing on.
well, guys.
All
Sorry.
right, Daniel. No problem. Thank you for coming along, sticking around as long as you did. All right. So next thing on here, old business, the unified rewards system. Charlie, I got your proposal on that. It's looking good. I think we need some tweaks on the cost for the different promos and stuff, but
Well, I think part of the design, and if it wasn't clear, then I apologize, is that we're going to regularly be changing the prices as quantities available and times change. So for those of you who aren't familiar, what the proposal is, and I will eventually put it up for public comment once we iron out everything. It's a rewards program with a store that's part of the promenade where you spend reward currency to get prizes that you want. And then we would replace Masters points, we would replace League points, we would replace Excelsior points, we would replace volunteer rewards, we would replace regional buys, and whatever else we wanted to do would reward you this currency. I'm just going to call it rewards points. So you win a Masters, you get a big chunk of rewards points. You still get a foil and a gold star button and a playmat, but if you get second place in the Masters, you don't get the playmat, and you really want one, so you can go into the rewards store and spend your points to get a playmat. If you get 19th place and you didn't get a promo and you want to get a promo, you can take your points and go into the rewards store and get a promo. If you are a writer and you live in Antarctica and don't get to play in any events, you can take your currency that you earn for volunteering and get a Worlds promo because you wouldn't otherwise have a chance to get it. So the idea is by replacing all these different point systems, we get a centralized point system. So it's less tracking for people to do. We can probably cut 10 pages out of the organized play guide about how to award points.
Only 10?
The idea being now that you get to get the rewards that you want. So right now we sort of semi-irregularly send volunteers reward promos. If you don't want the reward promo, you can go in and you can get 3 copies of the Trek Masters promo. You can just get whatever you want. And this is also going to let us offer a lot of these Decipher promos that we have, that we've, given out, but we haven't given out for years. Those can go in the reward store. We were talking about how the League kits for 2E didn't really come out until the end of the League season. All of the League promos can go in the reward store. So as you earn points for various things throughout the year, you can go get them. And there'll be some logistical overhead to this. Like you can't, shipping is still a thing that has to happen. And there may be some, actual dollar transactions to cover shipping and stuff like that. But the idea is that this is a currency that you earn by participating in the community and on the events. And we can give it away as a contest prize and all this other stuff. And you can't ever buy it with money. So you can't buy points. You can just get points for participating in our events. And then, so the idea is there would be, you go to the store and there's things that are, a promo might cost 10 points. And then as we run out of that promo, the price might go up because now it's rarer. Or, we ordered 40 of this set of promos and then it wasn't very popular. So now they're only worth 2 points because we want to get rid of them, type of thing. So I think it's a living store where the prices reasonably change based on inventory and economics. But I've submitted a proposal this week that was just, here's a starting point for prices to work on. Oh, this would also include, for the record, since I didn't make this clear, the opportunity to buy first round buys, which right now we give away and don't get used. Some people who don't want them, rather than giving you a first round buy, which means nothing, you can cash those points in for promos or buttons or whatever. Or if you do want to go, the guy who got 7th place and is definitely going to Continentals, he wants to buy a buy, he can buy it. As long as he's earned the points somehow to get it, he can have it. That's the thought.
The only thing to add, Charlie, is we had talked about this also being a reward for casual play. I just wanted to, point that out. We're not saying that you have to play in tournaments, but and again, it's very formative. We know we're still trying to figure out how that looks. But if you can record X number of casual play games, somehow that may translate into rewards points. Correct? I don't want to speak for you, but
no, we are looking at doing a casual play program, whether it's like James Heamey's 1E exhibition format or, Friday Night Trek or something like that. Just some sort of program along the lines of this is for people who don't play in tournaments. If it's just you and your buddy who play kitchen table Trek, we want to have a way for you to earn stuff too. We just haven't figured out what that's going to look like yet. So that's why I didn't mention it. But the advantage of having a unified reward store is we can create a reward system for any program that we want to support. So.
All right, good. And so Charlie sent us a first look at the pricing structure and how things would be rearranged, and I thought that it looked good. And like I said, I need to dive deeper into the pricing, but I think that it's a really good start. Do we have raffle tickets on there? Can you buy raffle tickets, or would we give up the raffle then?
No, I don't think we give up the raffle, at least to start. I think you could turn in rewards points into raffle tickets on the current draft. We could move down I think the raffle is ultimately basically just a giveaway, which I think we want to keep doing. So I think we would continue to do the raffle. The question is, do we replace the random raffle tickets that you get in tournaments with some number of rewards points? Do we replace premium membership bonuses with rewards points, which I'm a little reluctant to do because that's basically buying rewards points. So we have to answer those questions, but for the short term, I think it's don't change the way the raffle works, just leave it alone. But down the road, you win a tournament, you get a number of rewards points equal to, one raffle ticket, which is what you would have gotten anyway. So just giving you an option to either buy raffle tickets or save your points and get a specific thing that you want. So.
All right, so that's good. Update to the bylaws is next, unless anybody had any more comments on the rewards.
No, I just think it's a great opportunity to do something different. And to Charlie's point, like, you have high-level players who are for sure traveling, but may or may not have a buy to Continentals, to Worlds, and vice versa. You may have people whose last stop is Continentals, not going to Worlds. The ability to then trade those buys, I mean, not like on the open market or whatever, but being able to buy them or to not buy them, I think, is a great way to flex your organized play rewards.
And yeah, the league, it gives incentive to league play as well, because right now there's nothing for those points. I mean, achievements, but other than that.
No, I mean, there is the World Championship Trek qualifying tournament for Worlds. So if you right now, that's the only big reward, and not very many people ever take the opportunity to use that.
And the premise is you're going to Worlds, though, I think is what Justin's point. If I'm, playing locally constantly and I'm in a league, it'd be nice that there's something else I could trade points for.
Right. Yeah. And it's like I have I don't know how many league points I have, if I have enough to, for what that's going to get me at the WCT tournament in Vienna. I'm not even certain I'm going to play in that one. So I don't know. Yeah. I like how that gives us a little bit more flexibility on that. Okay, so update to bylaws. That's next. So if you guys, I sent out about a week ago the update of bylaws version 1.1 that basically all that contained was grammatical. Basically, Will Hoskin. So thank you, Will. Sent me an edited version of the current bylaws, and the edits really were small things, like instead of having he or she, replacing it with the gender neutral term they and all of the accompanying verb tense changes that go along with that. And I think that was like really just it. Typographical errors, that sort of thing. So I just wanted you guys to.
Chairman became chair.
What's that?
Chairman became chair, I believe.
Yes, chairman became chair. And basically that was actually the gist. That was almost the entire run of the document. The changes that were made were taking any gendered term and making them gender neutral. So that was really it, and a couple of typos that Will found. But yeah, so I was just going to ask you guys to approve version 1.1.
Motion to approve.
All right.
Second.
All right. Ross seconds. All right. Everyone for?
Yep.
Aye. All right. Anyone against? All right, good. So we're in version 1.1. You guys all now owe me ice cream at any given time.
Yep.
If you guys saw that comment from
Maggie.
Alan. If you guys saw that
you were already going to get that. I have a question about the minutes.
I'll settle our debt on
remember.
Saturday. How about that?
Yeah. Charlie.
Do you record who votes what? Or just the results of the vote?
Just the results.
Usually minutes are motion by, seconded by, and then all in, that's it. Unanimous approval, maybe the next phrase if you really wanted to get into the weeds.
Okay, I was just curious.
Yep. Typically, you would for minutes like this, you would maybe make a notion of if anybody, or a notation if anybody actually opposed, so and so opposed, but it all depends on how formal we want to be.
I'm sad I'm not going to be able to join you guys in San Diego. I tried, but didn't work out.
I'm just glad I don't have to bring the belt. That was the thing I could have ended up having to travel with.
Oh, Steve got you?
No, I beat Steve, but Steve lost it to Jeremy before.
Ah.
And I didn't play Jeremy. And then Jeremy lost it to Jason. So now John will be thrilled to hear that it's going to go up in a 1E tournament next.
Nice.
Can try to dump it.
All right, yeah. No, it's fun. It's fun to watch the belt go around, and that picture of Steve was great. So if you guys have not gone to the San Diego Masters page and seen the picture of Steve Nelson with the belt, go and look. It's awesome.
We made him wear it all day yesterday.
Nice.
All right. Update on the search committee. So that's next for me. I have a full suite of members for each search committee. So thanks to everyone who volunteered. The draft applications have gone out to the community members who are volunteering. So everybody's taken a look. You can expect an article this week saying that those searches are open for business and looking for candidates. So that's where we are right now on that. So yeah, expect that. Expect that soon, probably tomorrow. Any questions about the searches, guys? I have quite a pair of secret cabals for that. So I appreciate everybody who's willing to volunteer for it. All right, so that was all the old business. The new business, this is a question that came up. Can regional fees be waived if the regional is free to play in? And I'm hesitant on this one because the regional fees are our big revenue stream for the year. So sorry. Go ahead, Justin.
I'll let the CFO talk first before I say anything.
So this question not charge a fee if the term is free to. So basically, it just goes back to, if there's a financial hardship, we definitely, want to be able to look at the situation and people want to play track and have a regional, can they pay for the kit only? And
it's not a financial hardship. It is a what's the word I'm looking for? It's a philosophical objection to having people pay for their tournaments. So to pay a fee for their tournaments. So
Justin, you need to go? I can go.
Go ahead. While I'm stewing in my brain.
To Justin's point, it's our biggest revenue producing item that we do. I think we need to take a step back and say what all is free for our game. You can print whatever you want. You can play whenever you need to. We are not, I don't think, asking for a lot when we're saying we're going to charge you for regional and then we're going to have you pass that expense on to your players to pay $5 or whatever. It's usually a minuscule amount. Stop and think about what a booster pack for this game would cost if you were to pay it for it now. And I mean, I know that a lot of people are involved in other games where there is a financial thing. One of the side benefits of our game is that it is free. But stop and think philosophically. Is the game or the games, plural, worth $20 a year to you to continue to play? I think that's really at the heart of the issue. Is that's the question.
And I toyed with the idea of, if it's set at $20 per game, for example, but if they do all 3 games, having a bundle package, I was toying and running some numbers. If we can reduce it, if they buy a bundle, because that way won't necessarily impact the revenue stream, but we're still charging a fee if they do all 3 games. Plus, you have the kit fee as well.
You've got our expense to produce the foils, the shipping cost that goes into it. We're not even counting the volunteer time to produce it. I don't feel personally that the regional kits are an exorbitant expense, especially if you then take it and say, you know what, we're just going to pass the hat, collect $5 from every player. Again, what's the game worth to you? And this is an annual thing. We're not talking about you don't have to pay for Masters kits, you don't have to pay for Continentals kits, you don't have to pay for Worlds kits. We're just trying to sustain the organization through regional fees. And I personally, people can disagree with that, but I think the game is worth more than $20 to me on an annual basis.
yeah, I'm there with you, Chris. I would, if someone says they have a financial hardship, we are happy, and we have in the past, and that is open to us this year, that we will waive one of the 3 fees if someone has a financial hardship. I don't know if we've gotten any requests like that this year or not. So, and we're also, the area this came in is in the online play. And I told the person who was asking this question, they're welcome to charge a fee. Everybody who plays this game, nearly everybody who has this game has PayPal, because we all lots of people purchase stuff through the Promenade. I see orders for donations or premium memberships or whatever, and our only the only way that we collect fees is through PayPal. So if you're running an online event, charge a fee by PayPal. I'm okay with that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and last year when we ran the Masters, I treated the Masters kits, I paid the shipping to ship them all the players out of pocket. I mean, in total, I think that was a $20 or $30 cost for everyone for 2 games to get their kits. That to me, it was something I happily paid to try to get online play up to speed and people playing online.
I think if it's a philosophical objection on the behalf of the tournament director, then ask your players. Like, do a poll of the players that are interested. Like, would you rather have this event not be a regional, not have a kit, not have any of the prizes, or would you guys be okay with a fee? Maybe somebody in the play group would donate. I mean, if you have 20 people, if you have 10 people playing, that's what, $3 each.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe somebody in that group will be like, "Hey, I'll pay for the kit. That's fine with me." Or maybe they don't care, and then you don't need to run it as a regional. I mean, especially with the reward store coming, if people can earn points, they can get those regional promos through other means. So, I appreciate philosophical disagreements, and I always wanted, on certain circumstances where I had to, I would charge $5 a head. Half the time I ran a tournament, I paid for the kit and didn't charge anybody.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I understand if people don't want to do that. If there's a philosophical difference, for whatever reason, whatever that is, then that's fine. We respect that. But to call it a regional and to get those regional prizes, there is a fee.
Yeah.
That fee needs to be paid through some means, I think.
Well,
We can talk in the future about whether we want to eliminate that fee or shift our revenue model or whatever we want to do. But at least right now, the proposal is to run a regional, you pay this fee. And we can get that fee paid however you want to pay it, but it needs to be paid, in my opinion.
I agree.
Okay.
I would just, add, and I'm not trying to get the last word, but Charlie just made a motion for us to approve a $500 donation to help support things. And without regional kit income, that's something we can't do in the future. So I would just like to point that out.
I agree. I mean, and I know a lot of play groups that all their local tournaments, they don't charge a fee for a local event unless it's a sealed. I mean, we do it up here. We charge Voyager Warp Speed is the only tournament we charge $5 per player because the product is expensive.
And I don't want to mention that as like you should not pay because everybody's in a different financial situation.
Right,
You can't.
Oh yeah.
But like I don't think I would encourage the tournament director, and I don't know who this is. I don't care. It doesn't matter. Whomever is having this problem, to reach out to their potential players and ask them what they want to do, because they may all be okay with a $3 or $5 fee. They may be okay with paying them. Like somebody might volunteer to pay for the kit, or two people might volunteer to pay for the kit, or they might not care. So I would encourage you to engage with your potential players and find out how you want to handle the situation. But in terms of waiving the fee, I don't think that that's an option.
Okay. All right, good to know. I will take that back to the person at the person in question. All right. So that's all I have on the agenda. Is there any other new business?
I would like to, at some point, it's not new business for today, but we need to start really digging into what we want to do to support casual play as an organization and figuring out how to proceed from there.
I agree. We should try to brainstorm that offline and maybe come to the next meeting with that as a punch list item just to cover.
And I encourage anybody in the community to come to our next meeting that cares about this and wants to contribute to the discussion.
Yep.
So that was the reason I was bringing it up, is so we can.
All right, I will.
Bring somebody
in fact, I will put that up as the as new business for the on the agenda for our next meeting then. So speaking of which, I have proposed our next meeting time to be April 28th at noon Eastern. That's the last Sunday of April. So that's following with, if we continue with the last Sunday of each month. So just keep that in mind. Keep your calendars open for that day.
That'll be our regional weekend, but I'm sure.
Oh, okay. That's going to be your regional weekend.
Fill you guys in on anything for organized play. Need be.
Okay. All right. That's fine. All right. So in the meantime, can we get a motion to adjourn then? All right. Ross moves to adjourn. All right. Then Charlie seconds.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So then all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All right. Anyone opposed? All right. Well, thank you all. If you're watching this broadcast, thank you all for joining us for our continuing committee board meeting for March of 2019.